Hello, day 16. I got up at a reasonable hour, slept okay. It was a cool night, but again, warm in my sleeping bag. And according to MetView that I had last checked walking into the Movora Lakes campsite, it didn't show any rain for today. It doesn't give you clouds, but it showed no rain. The dock guy yesterday said something about something could be coming in. I was just hopeful that MetView was right, because MetView is usually right, but something switched, because it's really raining now. Not super hard, but it's raining. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Well, I will go to Typo Hut at least, even if it's in the rain. I'm not gonna sit here. But whether I'd make it to Greenstone is another story. Bye-bye, Boundary Hut. The rain has stopped right now. I'm getting going and taking my chance with no rain jacket as I get too hot. It's in the top of my pack if I need it. See you on the trail. There's a hut nestled in amongst those trees up there. How do I know? Because I accidentally went up there. So I went up a little hill that I didn't need to do. I wondered if it followed the track. And I looked around for a marker to see some other way to go on, and I just didn't see it. And then I was eating and just kept plodding up the hill until I hit the hut. And I knew I'd done something wrong, so turned around, and coming back down, I could clearly see markers across here. They were still kind of hard to find once I got to the bottom. Just crossed the stream. Anyway, I didn't really need that extra detour, but in the end, I don't think it was much more than 10 minutes. So, going on the right way. Note to self. I haven't had to really check on this track so far, but I have been here and there. Yes, I now remember seeing this in a video clip, and I forgot about it. There's a fence right in the middle, and there's no stile. Somebody has kind of clipped up the bottom one, so I crawled under it. Today is going far slower, this first stretch, than I anticipated. And it's been raining off and on, which isn't such a big deal. And there's plenty of mud. I was told no mud, but granted, compared to Longwood and some other sections, I guess it's maybe doesn't qualify, but there's mud. So I'm just not having a good time. I'm very disappointed in my pace and the fact that this has turned out to be harder than I expected. But I started out okay. I'm definitely glad I didn't try to tack this on yesterday. I would have been really unhappy. But really, fence, I think if this is an actual walking track, there should be a stile. All right, see you further on. Gorgeous stream, but we did have to cross it, and that wasn't particularly fun. And it didn't take that long. small. So if you find the right place, they're absolutely beautiful on a gorgeous day with time to spare. I'd love to stay here. Well, I did see Helen and Simon this morning, and they had stayed at Carrie's hut, and they were considering going on to Greenstone as I was, and I was convinced I would, and then I was absolutely convinced I wouldn't. I've stopped here, and they must have been right on the time, so they've carried on. This sign does imply that maybe the walking, maybe it's about the same, 10 kilometers, 4 to 5 hours, don't know. So the tap doesn't seem to be working here, and I know 2 fishermen are going to show up later. It's too early to stop. I'm just concerned that I can't make it all the way, but I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to just keep plodding along. See you later. Oh, it's raining again. I did make it here in 4.5 hours. Which is off the pace, but it's not outrageously off the pace. It's a cloudy day, so I don't know how much light I'll have, but it's a civilized hut. So I guess I can be okay to rock up at 8 or 9 at night. I got to the campsite really late on that first day. All right, here goes. Hello. So I think I've got about 3 kilometers to go to the hut. I can't tell if we've done this saddle because I haven't felt like I've gone uphill at all. But the markers are definitely heading down from here, so maybe they go up again somewhere where I'm not seeing. But nonetheless, I will make it in daylight, it looks like. The forest has been muddy, pretty muddy, and early-ish on in the forest, I somehow managed to fall right in the mud on my left side. I don't know if what I stepped on was slippery or if underneath I stepped on something I didn't see. I just know I was on my side and panicked that I couldn't get up and then my backpack would slide off. But I managed to avoid all that and just push back up. But that was really not pleasant because I was very covered on one side. So eventually I came to a good creek and I stopped and I just took my water bottle and I cleaned off my jacket and I cleaned off my pants as best I could and the one side of my backpack. Because I find the mud doesn't dry very fast. Plus it's been raining off and on. This is the first sun I've seen. And the forest has just been wet. So at least I could touch myself again. I mean, I just couldn't even touch anything. So, sigh. And before that, before the forest, at some point in the bog, and I would have filmed, but I just had to keep going. I just didn't want to stop and film and show you the bog, because that's actually where I think the famous bog is. It was very boggy, and I lost the markers at some point. I mean, went back and forth kind of. I could see that I was following the line, but if you can see a marker and you are on something of a track, it's much easier. Couldn't find anything. I seemed to be in between, and eventually managed to turn and look to my left and saw a marker up near the forest. I remember reading something about that, so yay, I made my way over there. And been at Spin Forest ever since. But yeah, this is a really beautiful spot, so I decided to just sit down for a moment and actually enjoy it. See you later. Hello, I'm at the Greenstone Hut. I made it here in a total time of just over 9 hours from Boundary Hut. There were a few minutes there that I didn't in time when I stopped at Typo Hut to check it out. But otherwise, so that means I made it in about 4.5 hours to Typo, and I've been unhappy with that progress, but it turned out to be a little bit better than I was thinking. And then to here, I did it in less than the 5-hour range, so I said 4 to 5 hours. So that was including taking a serious med bath and cleaning myself off after that, and having already walked to Typo Hut. So that's good. And it turns out that there were about 17 school kids, I guess, here last night. It was a bit busy. There are a few of us here. There are Helen and Simon are here, and there's another TA, Nobo, and just a couple other guys. So it's a very nice hut. You have to pay for this one. Your hut pass doesn't count. Apparently there are flush toilets. I have not checked that out. But yeah, I easily got a spot, and I've eaten dinner, so that's good. And as far as that mud and that forest there, and that good old mudfall, I feel like that was Southland's last parting gift to me. Because apparently here we're now in Otago. So everybody's going out to the road end tomorrow, and from there Helen's husband is giving her a ride, and possibly Simon, he'll probably be there in time. A couple other guys have shuttles at 12:45. I'll just have to see what I can do, what I end up doing, but hopefully I'm in Queenstown at some point tomorrow. So we shall see. All right. Bye for now. See you tomorrow. Oh, and I did catch up with Helen and hear about how it went going into the Kiwi Burn Hut. She said the track was miserable, that it was really unpleasant up to Kiwi Burn. Well, once they diverted off from the road, and just not good at all. In fact, she said it was her hardest day yet. And then, but she was able to cross the river. I think Simon helped her with half of it, but she said it was only up to about her knees and not going too fast. So that's good for them. And then they got to Kiwi Burn Hut to only discover there was like some school group there, and the hut was full and they had to camp. So that's a huge bummer after such a hard day. And so I guess I can understand why yesterday they got to Carrie's and really enjoyed Carrie's hut. Apparently they made it to Carrie's around 6 p.m. so nobody was there when I had a look, even though I didn't go down there when I just was looking at the hut. But apparently it was quite a nice place to stay on the lake. Anyway, just thought I'd catch up with that.